Thank you for joining the Snapshot for today, Friday, May 29th. A few quick announcements. Don't forget that starting on June 7 and then on the 14th and 21st, we're going to have an outdoor service at 10 a.m. Bring a lawn chair, safely distance yourself from others, bring your coffee for that half-hour service. Also, please note that starting on Monday, we will be having these snapshots on Facebook. That'll be the primary way you will see the YouTube Facebook, and you'll get a notice about that, I'm sure. Also, we will be continuing our online services for those who can't make it to church on Sunday in the 3 weeks coming up, not this Sunday, but the next ones. And then when we meet in church on June 28th, you'll get a letter with a lot of details about that. I hope you'll all feel comfortable in coming to church together. We've been talking this week about the gifts of the Spirit, and we mentioned several of them. There are a lot of gifts of the Spirit mentioned in the Bible. In Isaiah, the spirit of wisdom and understanding, the spirit of counsel and might, the spirit of knowledge and the fear of the Lord, joy in God's presence. Paul talks about the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, peace, and so forth. Today, we're going to talk about faithfulness. Why are these gifts of the Spirit in their various forms in Galatians, 1 Corinthians, Isaiah, why are they so important to us? I think for a couple of reasons. One is they keep us from falling into the 7 deadly sins. The first, of course, is pride. All the others descend from pride: envy, anger, gluttony, lust, apathy, greed. The gifts of the Spirit are the virtues that can help us counter these 7 deadly sins. The other thing I really like about the Spirit, the gifts of the Spirit, is that it helps us to follow God's way instead of the world's way. What's the world's way? Make yourself as good as you can. Make yourself as successful as you can. Grab as much as you can. Measure yourself by your wealth, by your social status. And the virtues we see in the gifts of the Spirit tell us this is not the way. What is most important? The way Jesus taught us to love. You know, even in the church, we get tempted to think a big church is a successful church. A church with a big budget and new members, that's a successful church. But you know, that's a mistake to think of a church being successful as the mark of esteem. Rather, what is its service to the community, to its members? In the church I served, we had a homeless shelter. We did that every Saturday night. That was the mark of distinction in our church. And the people felt like this was something they could hang their hat on as following God's way. Joshua, leading the people into the promised land, said, put away the gods of the Amorites, the gods in the past country. Don't follow them. Rather, follow the way of God with faithfulness. Faithfulness is the virtue we need now. Jesus didn't seek power, didn't follow the liberation movements of the various zealots and say, I'm going to lead you to overthrow the Romans. He took the way of faithfulness even unto the cross. That can be our model to do today as well. As we get ready to celebrate Pentecost on Sunday, let's close with a Pentecost hymn. God of tempest, God of whirlwind, as on Pentecost descend. Drive us out from sheltered comfort. Past these walls, your people send. Send us into costly service, there with Christ to bear the cross, there with Christ to bear the cross. Amen. God be with you all today.